the ulama mentioned that along with talab, you have to have adab. Along with talab, you have to have adab. Talab is to seek. Talab is to seek. And adab is proper manners and etiquette and decorum. It mentions that Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi, his face started changing colors. He was giving dars of hadith. And his face started changing colors and he started turning pale. And the students got worried and it looked like he was about to faint. And he became very, very completely, his voice started dimming, his voice started going lower and lower and lower. Until at the end of the dars, he just said, just check my back. And when they saw there was a scorpion on his back, and the scorpion had bitten him over 12 times on his back. They said, Shaykh, why didn't you tell us? He said, how can I move? And how can I make any type of gesture or movement in the hadith of the Prophet? This was the level of adab that those people had in that time. And now we're living in a time where everything is either YouTube Islam or television Islam or TV this, TV that. And therefore, there's not that interaction. There's not that teacher that's going to see you from head to toe and he's going to tell you, hey, wait a minute, this is not appropriate. This is not me you're listening to. This is the hadith of the Prophet. This is not me you're listening to. This is the Quran. And that is why in the khutbah, the Prophet taught us this in the khutbah of Jum'ah, right? إِذَا خَرَجَ الْإِمَامِ فَلَا صَلَاةَ وَلَا كَلَامٍ إِذَا خَرَجَ الْإِمَامِ لِلْخُطْبَةِ فَلَا صَلَاةَ وَلَا كَلَامٍ. When the Imam comes out for the khutbah, there should be no talking. There should be no any type of salat or any type of kalam that takes place, because your whole focus should be on kalam of Allah and kalam of Rasulullah. So etiquette number 1 is to sit with adab. When Jibreel alayhi salam, in the hadith of Jibreel, hadith of Bukhari, when he was coming to ask the Prophet some questions, this is a hadith of Bukhari. How did he come? Right? طلع علينا رجل شديد بياض الثياب شديد سواد الشعر لا يرى عليه أثر السفر ولا يعرف منا أحد إذ جلس إلى النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم فأسند ركبتيه إلى ركبتيه ووضع كفيه على فخذيه. When Jibreel alayhi salam came, how did he sit? He put his knees to the knees of the Prophet, and he put his hands on the thighs of the Prophet like this. How much adab? Right? And then people just laying out, all they need is a sleeping bag, and that's the only thing that's missing. Hot cocoa, marshmallows, a fire, and you just have camping, just ready to go. And then people say, yo brother, we have to bring the people, and we have to, the youth, and the youth need to learn adab. MashaAllah, we know that if you don't have certain etiquettes at work, if you don't go with the proper attire to the courtroom, if you're not, you dress properly, right? And you act properly when you go to a wedding. You dress properly and you act properly when you go to a courtroom. You dress properly and you act properly when people go to a theater. People know about orchestras and theaters and the opera. People go to an opera and they dress appropriately and they act appropriately. But when you come to the house of Allah, then I'm supposed to stay quiet and tell you can do whatever you want to do? Is that the azama and the ta'zeem and the ihtiram that we have for kalam Allah and kalam Rasul? Is that the adab and the ta'zeem that we have for the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala? So somebody's like, man, he's just strict. It's not about strictness, it's about adab. You don't say it's strict when you go to a court. You accept that. Nobody says it's strict. Nobody said he's hardcore. Nobody says he's this, that, or the other. Everybody knows that this is some place of seriousness. Because you feel that serious. Why is there seriousness in that place? Because there's a law and order in that place. And why is there not seriousness in masajid? Because there's no law and order. One thing is connected to the other thing. The adab and the law and the order and the respect that we have creates that ambiance. It creates that ambiance. And we have to ask the question, whose house is this? My grandmother's house? My uncle's house? Right? Is this some park? Is it a carnival? Or is it house of Allah Azza wa Jal? Some of the mashayikh and some of the akabir, the salaf al-salihin, when they were enter the masjid in the house of Allah, right? They could not tolerate loudness of the voice or laughing and these type of things, because they understood that who is this? وَأَنَّ الْمَسَاجِدَ لِلَّهِ. These houses don't belong to me or to the imam. or to the board or to the religious committee. This house belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala.